Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Kline High School. Sorry for the blinding sun. It's the price we pay for beautiful bay windows in our media center. Parents, thanks for coming. Family, thanks for coming. I know that some of you have to get off to work, so I always begin by saying you won't be here for an hour and a half. This is about a 20-minute event, but we do want to take some time this morning to recognize the cream of the crop, the best of the best here at Kent Island High School. And you'll hear from each of the teachers about the student that they have nominated because recently they have popped up on that teacher's radar, or long term they have popped up on that teacher's radar as exemplars of what we're looking for from students from Kent Island High School. The way this will work is the teacher will come up, the student, you can come up with your teacher when they come up, and they're going to say some really nice things and embarrass you a whole bunch. And when we give you a certificate and your award, we'll ask you to go over there for a picture. At the end, sit tight, parents, and we'll allow you to get a picture of everybody all together and your child specifically if you would like. Good. We'll begin with the CTE department and Mr. Strader.
Hi everybody, this is Michaela Mogul. She is a completer in my Homeland Security pathway. I'm Mr. Strader. She's a senior. She just told me yesterday very excitedly she was accepted as a ROTC scholarship up at Slippery Rock, and she'll be able to pursue her dreams of completing what, PT, right? Yeah, which is beyond a 4-year degree. So that all worked out really, really well. I can take no credit for that. She's also a completer in biomed. So she's one of the rock stars I can't take much credit for. She's totally kicked butt in my pathway, and whatever she's going to do, it's going to be great, I'm sure. So there were 3 people in my pathway that had the same GPA. I had to go back to tests and exams and stuff to determine who was going to be top dog, but she was, and congratulations. And you're awesome.
You guys are both right over there for a picture. Awesome. Next up, from our English department, Ms. Marketto.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Marketto. I'm going to start with some text that Miss Jackie wrote for me last semester. Her paper was called The Luxury of Identity. When life seems so predetermined based on arbitrary standards, it's difficult to cultivate one's own identity. We learn to treat and view the plights of people from different backgrounds and socioeconomic statuses with more dignity and empathy. Identity should be a concept available to all and not just those who can afford to live comfortably in luxury. So Jackie was in my English 2 class, and too often in education, I think those kids who operate outside the box, who think outside the box, are overlooked, right? So from the moment I met Jackie, she impressed me with her passion for reading, her willingness to challenge the norm, and her really beautiful mind. She thinks so outside the box that even things she would say to me in class would be like, wait a minute, let me process what you're talking about. So it's really rare that you come across a student like that. She's passionate about what she is passionate about. She's currently carrying War and Peace in her backpack. She came to show it to me the other day. I don't think I've ever read that, and I don't know that I will. So wherever life takes her, whether it be as a foreign diplomat, I could see you doing that, or an NSA researcher, or the next American novelist, the world will be better for it, Jackie. The world needs more Jackie Barnetts. Perhaps it's time to knock down the walls of the boxes. After all, the most interesting and successful people don't often operate in them. Thank you so much for being you. I'm so glad you were in my class. And we are lucky that you're on the planet, and I cannot wait to see what happens.
Next up from the math department, Ms. Mrozek.
Hello, I am Ms. Mrozek, and this is Landon. Landon is one of those rare students that comes into your classroom, and I'm an emotional person, so if you see this on me break, my voice break, it's just who I am. Just giving you a little warning. Landon is one of those rare students that comes into the class and doesn't particularly care for math, like most, but he blossomed. I saw it in him. I saw that he could be such a great student, and I saw that he had the ability. He just needed to believe in himself. And as the semester has emerged, little by little, Landon has come into his own. He now answers questions, he helps others, and it's a very rare thing for a teacher, and one of the things that we look for. So it's such a pleasure to be able to give him Student of the Month, because he is, and you're gonna hate me for this, because he's very bashful, he's one of those cocoons that you watched break open and become that monarch butterfly. And that's what's happened when it comes to math. So it makes me very proud. I'm not the only one, though. He has a wonderful, wonderful support system at home, and between us, he has become what he is today, in math anyway. And so I'm very proud of him. Congratulations.
Yay,
Well deserved.
Next up, performing arts will be Mr. Reagan.
What's up, Jack? Hello, everyone. My name is Kevin Reagan, drama director and teacher here at Kent Island High School. I have nominated Jack McClelland as the Performing Arts Student of the Month. Jack is in my introduction to theater class, which covers a lot of ground in the world of theater. And Jack's the kind of student that is with me day in and day out. Jack's a trooper. He really is. He's got a great attitude, a great work ethic. When we're having a class discussion on a classical or theatrical piece, he's ready and willing to volunteer. When we are reading plays, he's ready and willing to volunteer. When no one else is stepping up to the plate, he mostly is ready and willing to volunteer. He's just a great all-around student. Jack is reliable. He's a kind student as well. And perhaps in the near future, he runs, so maybe I could steal him from the running path that he's on and put him on the stage. So that is my hope and my goal. And part of my goal today is to try to publicly say, I really want you on the stage. And I think running's great. I run myself, but let's try to get you on the stage next year. So congratulations. Thank you so much. All right, here we go.
Next up from our health and PE department, Ms. Dowdy.
Good morning. This is Alejandro. He is in my health class, and I chose Alejandro because he has all the pieces that you hope a student can have, and all at the same time I found in him. He is well organized, he goes against the grain and cares about the class, he cares about the people that he works with, and he cares about his grade a great deal. He's always checking in to make sure all assignments are complete and to his expectation, and he's willing to ask a question at any time. And it's just all those pieces to find in one student all at the same time is very exciting, and I am just so proud of him. I know he's going to do great in whatever he chooses from here forward. So, congratulations.
You guys are right over there. Next up from our science department, Ms. Wright.
Sorry, I'm walking a little slow, had a little hip issue. Where'd you go? Good morning, I am Miss Wright. I am a chemistry teacher here at Kent Island High School. I have nominated Terry Massenberg for Student of the Month. She is currently in my honors chemistry class. Terry is a woman that stands in her own, and she is unique, she is stunning, and she has such a strong work ethic and curiosity. She takes pride in her work, and she asks great questions, and she asks interesting questions, and she helps me stay on top of myself. And I love the fact that, as has been mentioned before about some of the students we're recognizing today, is that she is unafraid to participate when everyone else is as silent as the night, and she will stand out in any way that she can. So I don't know what your long-term plans are, but I would, like Mr. Reagan, like to see you pursue science in some way. I think you would do an excellent job, no matter what you put your mind to. Awesome. There we go. So, thank you very much. Thank you.
You guys are right over there.
Next up from Social Studies, Ms. Kline.
Good morning. So I've chosen Michaela for my Student of the Month this month. And like Mr. kind of was saying, like long-term and short-term. So I've had Michaela all year in AP Psych for my hybrid. And I'm lucky enough to have so many amazing students in that class. But she's always stood out as being like just consistently awesome. And short-term, I was looking through kind of the grade book the other day, and I was like, 96%? How do you still have a 96% at this point in the year? That is not an easy thing to do. But looking back, I'm really not surprised, because she doesn't have any late assignments. She is just on top of it all the time. She is asking questions in class. She's participating. Went to Slovakia for like a week or so, and she didn't even skip a beat. She is just stellar all the time. So thank you.
Next up is Ms. Schulte, Visual Arts.
Good morning, everybody. As Mr. Kenneth said, I'm Ms. Schulte. I teach 2D Visual Arts, and I selected Genevieve to be my Student of the Month. Genevieve is one of the kindest, most humble, hardworking, and appreciative human beings I've ever had the pleasure of working with. As an AP student and a state champion dancer, right? She is the perfect example of unpopular opinion. I dislike the word talent. I think talent assumes that it's something you're born with. And that angers me. I actually get upset when people say, oh, she said talent. No, she works really hard. This young lady invests hundreds of hours into her passions of art and dance, and that should be recognized. You weren't just born awesome, you worked to be awesome, and your parents helped to make you phenomenal. You are the kind of person, I just said this to Mom, if I didn't have 2 sons and I could pick a daughter, I would choose you, because she is somebody that just makes me so proud. Every day she works, even when she stumbles, even when she makes mistakes, she advocates for herself, she asks questions, she just wants to get better at everything she does. And that's all we want for our kids, it's all we want for our students. I could not be prouder of you, and I am so happy that I get to spend every day with you.
From World Languages, Ms. Hegel.
Buenos días, yo soy señora Hegelke, esta es Lacey, and yo voy a hablar en inglés desde este momento. I'm thrilled to have the opportunity to honor Lacey today as our World Languages Student of the Month. To share why I chose her, here's an excerpt from a letter of recommendation that I wrote for her earlier this school year. One of the first things I think about when I think of Lacey is her maturity. I always know I can count on her to set a great tone in class, and she is growing into being a very kind and compassionate young woman. Lacey also has a passion for learning Spanish, again a theme that we're seeing in our presentations today, and she's excited to use the language daily in class. She's able to tell funny stories and share about her life, all in a second language. Her enthusiasm and maturity make her a fabulous leader in the class as well, as she is not afraid to make mistakes, again another theme, in front of her peers, which can be a huge obstacle for some as they're acquiring another language. We do a lot of collaborative work in our language classes, and I also know that I can count on her to help out her classmates and bring them up to another level. Her background in theater is also a huge advantage, as our performing arts students often tend to thrive in our language courses where the focus is on using the language to communicate. Finally, I must also add that Lacey doesn't just use Spanish in class, but also outside of school, with friends and at her job. And just the other day, she shared a story with me about how she struggled through some communication with a coworker who was from Peru, because she's used to other variations of Spanish, but she still worked hard in that conversation so that they could understand each other. I'm super proud of Lacey, and I know she'll keep using Spanish in her life even after she graduates this year. So thank you, Lacey.
Last but certainly not least, from our PACS program, Miss Loveday.
Good morning. I'm Rebecca Loveday. I am the PACS teacher, which is the Program of Academic and Community Success. I chose Brady because he's always kind, he's always considerate, he is a class leader, without a doubt. He makes me smile. This year and prior years, he's always been involved with the school, which I think is important, through unified sports. He is a proud buck, and he's also among many amazing students honored here today. So I just wanted to let you guys know that he is amazing, and I look forward to continuing to teach him.
So on the first day of baseball season, I'm going to use the team analogy here for a second. So you often hear about all the team stuff at Kent Island High School. You hear about the Adams family. You hear about the baseball team, the football team, the basketball team, all those teams. But any team is only built from the individual pieces from within. And that's one of the seeds that really led us to this Student of the Month celebration that started years ago before I was here. As you heard from the teachers and the staff members here, it's the moment-to-moment things that happen in the classrooms and the hallway at Kent Island High School that really make this team strong. You heard teachers talk about how great their kids were, but in almost every circumstance, you've also heard them say how much better they make the classroom. And in some cases, how much better they made the teachers themselves. And that's why we stopped to honor these guys today, because you guys are the individual pieces of our team that make it so great. Congratulations, and I hope that you keep doing what you're doing to keep Kent Island High School strong.